everybody, it's Lisa Brown, Brown Uncles Crafting, and right now I am so into doing Americana rice paper, and I thought this was just an absolute cute one from Decoupage Central, and there's two different designs on it. This one has the picture more of the cow in the foreground, and the other one has the cow set back just a little bit smaller. These are some really cute rice papers, and they're very reasonably priced. I'll put the link in the description. That way you guys, if you want it, you can go pick it up. They've also got some other patriotic ones that are just as cute. This is a bamboo cutting board from Dollar Tree, and I had some problems tonight with it wanting to take the new paint that I just bought. I got one of the sandstone Waverly paints that would really match this background good. And it just didn't want to cover this bamboo cutting board for some reason. So it took several coats. I went ahead and took my water pen, and I went around, I took out the outer edge of the paper there. And this is that sandstone Waverly paint, and it just really soaked into this cutting board. And I've never had one do that before. I've used these cutting boards several times, and they usually paint up really well. So I really think it was the paint. I may add some calcium carbonate to it tomorrow to see if I can thicken it up just a little bit. But it just really wanted to soak in, and you'll see it when I dry it here. It just didn't look as good as I wanted it to. Now, it probably would have been okay since I'm putting rice paper under it. I could have just painted the outer edge, and it wanted to bubble up a little bit just like acrylic, so I sanded it off really good and smooth. And this is after about 3 coats of that paint. Normally, I never use that many coats, but it just seemed to take it to get a smooth surface there. Okay, I'm just kind of looking at it, eyeballing it real quick. I did put a coat of Decoupage medium on it and dried it. I'm just taking off a little bit more paper than the edge. And I think this is going to turn out really, really cute. We're going to go ahead and iron it. I did dry the Decoupage medium, or the Mod Podge underneath it. We're going to dry it really good. And it pretty much adhered all the way around. Now you do have some fuzzy edges where we tore it, and that's okay. It's just going to give us a little bit of texture on the edges of it when I put this Tim Holtz oxide. This is I think this is the espresso coffee one. Now I'm going to put a little bit of water on my brush to get a little bit darker oxide on it, because I really want to come back just like it was in the paper before I tore the edges off, because it had a really dark edge around the rim. Right there I got just a little bit much, and then that kind of gave me an idea that I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go ahead and put a dark edge all the way around it. Then I'm going to go ahead and brush some on the top and the sides there. And we're going to use some Mod Podge and drag that color all the way around our board there. This is some Mod Podge, and you can see it just kind of moves that color all around and smooths it out. We're going to go ahead and put a coat of Mod Podge over our rice paper there. This is such a cute little patriotic cow. We're going to give this a good dry. I think this is going to turn out really cute. I really like this project. I decided to go ahead and finish off the back of this, and I did paint it a couple of coats as well. I did turn the front over and put it on some parchment paper so that I wouldn't get anything on my board. I've taken the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide and just rubbed it all over and made lines kind of like you would like a wood grain. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the Mod Podge, it's going to thin it out, make it a little bit lighter. And I like finishing off the backs of my projects with this technique that I accidentally found. And it was from an oops that I did. We're going to go ahead and do the sides. I'm just going to put what's on my brush. And I'm sorry my camera is shaking there, and I'm not sure why. I might have bumped it. We're going to give this a good dry, and it does seal it and finishes off the edge. It does kind of look like wood on the back. It even looks like there's some little knots in the grain there. So now I'm going to take a piece of the fabric that I got from Jubilee Fabrics, and I'm going to cut a little strip, and it's a little too white for me. So we're going to cut a little strip, and I'm going to take the vintage photo that I had left on my brush. And I'm just taking all of the little strings off of it, and we're just going to dirty this up just a little bit so it's just not quite so white. We're going to wrap this around the top and make it into a little bow. And I'm just making sure I don't see any white on it and just giving it some color. So I put a little bit of glue on the back. We're going to wrap it around a couple times. And I'm going to cut it off and glue that edge down. And I'm going to use the end of my scissors there to hold it down so I don't get burned. So now I thought about making a bow, and I decided I wanted to kind of bring that up just a little bit. So I'm going to put my fabric underneath and just tie a quick little bow there. I hope you guys all enjoyed this project. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and have a great day, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.